What's going on, guys? MariK here, back with another Dragon Ball Super video. Today, we're going to be going over the 16 Super Rares in Set 9 Universal Onslaught. I've been going over the list for Set 9 for the past few days, been going over the Super Rares that have been revealed, and I think we can make some initial predictions for which of the Super Rares are going to get SPRs in this upcoming set. Now, we know that we're going to be getting 3 more Secret Rares as we did with Set 8. And with Set 8, we had a total of 10 SPRs out of the 16 Super Rares, plus the 3 Secret Rares. So, going forward with that knowledge, we can go ahead and determine they're probably going to follow the same formula, and it's going to be a total of 10 different SPRs. Now, obviously, with that, we know that Cell is going to be one of the SPRs because they've hyped up the return of Cell so much. They put up so much marketing around advertising Cell and giving him his own expert deck as well. So I believe that Cell Unthinkable Perfection is going to be an SPR. Another one, obviously, is going to be Ultra Instinct, Son Goku, Energy Explosion, just because it's Goku. If they didn't make an SPR Goku in a set, I think Bandai probably wouldn't know what to do with themselves. Not to mention, Akira Toriyama would probably have their ass for it. So that's obviously going to be a given. Plus, Red Blue and the return of, like, Universe 7 support, like, actual Universe 7 support. There's no doubt in my mind that Goku's going to be one of them. And then I'm going to go ahead and say probably the full power Frieza 100% overdrive because 1, his ability is insane, and 2, it's Frieza, and I would honestly say it seems like the 2 characters Bandai rides more than any of them are Goku and Frieza. And I understand obviously Goku's the main character, and I understand Frieza is the iconic villain. I don't know if I would call him the fan favorite. To me, it kind of feels like there's a large portion that likes Frieza, there's a large portion that likes Cell, and then there's a large portion that likes other villains. As much as I like Majin Buu, and I like Majin Buu as a character, the entirety of what is considered the Buu saga, like including all the other sagas, the Babidi saga, the entirety of from the beginning of the 7 years after Goku died to the end of when Kid Buu is killed, that whole session just seems to... it takes place in such a small amount of time, whereas from the Raditz saga to the end of the Frieza saga, from the beginning of the Trunks saga all the way to the end of the Cell Game saga, those sets of sagas have such a lengthier time frame that takes place, whereas the Buu saga just seems like it's only really almost just a matter of days, with the exception of the few episodes at the beginning that take place with Gohan in high school, and then it's like, oh, your father will be back in a few months. But everything after that almost just seems like it's within maybe the span of a week tops, if that. Like, it's not a lot of time at all. So I think the Majin Buu saga as a whole gets kind of shit on because of that. And we're rambling, and it's completely off topic, but what the fuck ever. Then I'm going to say Cooler Tyrannical Assault. Now, the reason being is because, 1, I want to see Cooler get a fucking SPR. Especially because this is Final Form Cooler, and friggin' Meta Cooler got an SPR. Alright, this form is way cooler, no pun intended, but I love this card. Plus, the card itself is just fantastic. So, I think that is going to get an SPR. And then the Majin Buu Supreme Evil. This card should get an SPR. If it doesn't, I'd be really surprised, because it's Kid Buu, which I think seems to be the most popular iteration of Buu. My favorite, of course, you guys know, is Fat Buu. And I would say even after that, it's just Super Buu after he's absorbed Fat Buu, and Super Buu after he's absorbed Gotenks. Those are my 3 favorites. But Kid Buu is going to get an SPR. He's the final card in that ridiculous chain of aggression, and so that, I think, is going to be an SPR for sure. And then we're going to have to say Jiren. if the 10-drop Jiren Strength and Silence is not, I mean, we got a new Jiren leader. We got a whole new Universe 11 archetype. I would be really, really surprised if Jiren does not have one of the SPR slots. It's a ridiculous card. If you let it hit the board, you're probably getting fucked, but there are plenty of ways to stop him, so I'm not too terrified of him, even though maybe I should be, but I definitely think he's going to get one of the SPR slots. Then I'm going to have to say Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Inspired Technique. One, Vegeta is a fan favorite. Akira Toriyama may dislike him, and that's why a lot of times he gets shit on in place of Goku, but Bandai especially knows Vegeta is a fan favorite. Even I like Vegeta. Sometimes I don't, and there's certain arcs where I like Vegeta more than others. Like I liked him during part of the Android Saga after he let Cell absorb 18. I was like, wow, you're fucking retarded, you idiot. But whatever. And I liked the growth that he makes at the end of the Buu Saga, realizing that like he doesn't have to be stronger than Goku. He realizes why Goku is as powerful as he is. They kind of have this. They actually become friends at some point. The whole little thumbs up at the end of the battle with Majin Buu is great. Before Dragon Ball Super ruined the progress he made as a character, but I don't think they would not give Vegeta an SPR. Then I'm going to go ahead and say probably Super 17 Hellstorm Unleashed, because, one, people know that Super 17 is one of the most popular characters to come out of Dragon Ball GT. Now, granted, GT overall was relatively short, but the most popular things to come out of GT were Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Baby Vegeta, Super 17, and then the Shadow Dragons, or Omega Shenron. So, I'd be really surprised if Super 17 wasn't one of them. If he's not, it'd be a shame, because this is a really good card in my opinion. But, again, Bandai seems to cater to a particular audience, but they also realize who fan favorites are, so I think Super 17 would be one of them. And then, probably an obvious, and this maybe should have been higher up on the list, is Hit in Cold Blood. Just because it's a really good card, and for some reason Bandai seems to give Hit more, I don't know, more support than I would. To me, like, yeah, he's this kind of interesting character, and honestly, I think he's more interesting than the Saiyans that are in Universe 6. I like him better than Kaba, KO, Caulifla, but he's still just kind of, like, there's not much personality to him. And I get it, he's an assassin, he's a hitman, hitman. But to me, he's just kind of, I don't know, as a character, he's just bland. And there's not really a lot of hit support in this set. But then again, there wasn't any real hit support in Assault of the Saiyans, and he, the not Saiyan, got a freaking SPR, and a signed SPR at that. So, but we're not gonna get into that in this video. Then we're gonna predict Android 13 Adamantine Avenger. There's been, just like, people like me that have been wanting more Cell support, or specifically, I just wanted more Android support. I wanted, more 17, 18 support, 16. I've been asking in every one of those surveys for a Dr. Giro leader. It's not quite what I wanted, but I did get a Dr. Giro leader. I kind of want him Dr. Giro on the front, Android 20 on the back, which probably would have sucked because then he would have been a scientist and you couldn't use him with, some of the... But that's not here nor there. Androids are a popular thing. Android 13 hasn't really got much at all besides a promo here and there. So, I think Bandai will give back to the Android 13 fan base and be like, not only did we give you this dope successor card, but we're also going to give you an SPR for that with some probably super cool art. Honestly, I think those are going to be the 10 cards that get SPRs, and the reason why... So, let's go over the ones I don't think are getting SPRs. First of all, Dispo, Unprecedented Speed, he's not getting an SPR. Let's just face it. Dispo was... They tried to make him an interesting character. He's like, oh, he's super fast. What? Nobody cared. Nobody cared about him. Honestly, as far as Universe 11 goes, the only two characters that really fucking mattered was Jiren and Toppo. Now, I didn't include Toppo just because he's only a 6 cost. He's not as big of a successor play. Um, and, I mean, I like Toppo better than Jiren, but I don't think there's a huge outcry for Toppo stuff like there is Hit, Android 13, Super 17. So that's why I didn't think that's why I didn't think Toppo would get one of them. Frieza, Death's Embrace. I mean, it's an okay card. It's neat. Once a turn, you can minus some stuff for 1 energy, and it's cute. But I don't think it's SPR worthy. Super rare worthy, perhaps, but not SPR worthy. And then, as much as I would love to see Majin Buu Ghastly Rampage get an SPR, just because I like that version of Buu so much more than the Kid Buu that I believe will get an SPR. I don't know, there's just something. He's creepier. He's more menacing. When Kid Buu is just kind of like laughing like an idiot and acts psychotic, like the Super Buu, after he absorbs Fat Buu, just acts. I don't know. To me, he's Majin Buu's version of Imperfect Cell. Like, he's got that really creepy, eerie kind of aura to him. But even though he is the one that starts the entire chain of bullshit with the new Buu support, I probably don't see him getting the SPR just because he's the 2-drop. He's the one you start out with. They're not going to make the SPR be the first card you play and then go SPR common, uncommon, rare, and then up to the super rare that's going to be an SPR. That just doesn't make much sense to me. Catastrophic Blow and Royal Condemnation. The reason I don't think these will get SPRs is, like, I'm not just because they're extra cards, but, and I realize that we got 4 SPR extra cards in the last set. However, those were counterplay cards for each color, representing different characters. So I kind of feel like I understand more why those were made SPRs, even though those cards were just straight up commons. And hell, for this set, we could get SPRs that aren't even super rares. They could just be common cards. But it's almost too impossible to be able to sit and predict which of those, which common cards would get SPRs. And I'm not going to sit here and take the time to go through every common card that's going to be a set, every uncommon card, and be like, this could be one. Well, so could this, because there's too many cards that could be. So these are just the 10 SPRs or the 10 super rares that I think could get SPRs. Now, if they go the route they did with set 8 and, do common cards, then, that's here or there. I don't expect all of my predictions to be right. If they were to go with just super rares, these would be the 10 I predict. If they go with common and uncommons, then I'm okay to be wrong as long as they're good cards. Because, let's face it, some of the SPRs have gained such a negative value compared to what they were. And some of them came out and didn't even have good value. So, I would like for these ones to, at least retain some kind of worth. Or that way, like, if I buy some stuff, like if I buy the Android Expert deck and I pull an SPR out of the pack, if it's not one I want to keep, I at least want to be worth trading for something I do want. Because otherwise, then I'm just sitting here with something that ain't worth shit. Like, there are just so many SPRs that are worth so little right now, and it's just astounding because they're supposed to be ridiculously, I don't want to say rare, but, I mean, they are rare versions of a already rare card, with the exception of, like, the common counterplay stuff. So I can be wrong on some of these. The ones I know for a fact I will not be wrong on, and I'm sure I'll get quoted here: Cell, Goku, Jiren, Frieza. Those 4, I'm 100% guaranteeing will get SPRs. Goku and Frieza just because it's Goku and Frieza. Cell because they've given so much marketing, so much about Cell coming back. It would be, I literally would be speechless if they didn't. And then Jiren because he's Jiren and he's just a massive monster in this set. And I'll even go ahead and say the Kid Buu too. So I think those 5 are guaranteed, and the Super 17 and the cooler, I really want to see SPRs of. If they don't, I won't be super upset. I'd be a little upset about the cooler. If the 17 doesn't, okay, because he's already had an SPR, but anyway, that's going to be my predictions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think any of the ones that I didn't mention will get SPRs? Do you agree with me that some of these are guaranteed to have SPRs like Cell or Frieza? Or do you think, are there any common or uncommon cards you think might get an SPR, like the counterplay cards from Set 8? Love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. With that, though, we're going to go ahead and get the frig out of here, and we'll see you guys in the next video.